Inside the shelling plant is a vast mechanical labyrinth of conveyor belts and machinery. It can all be very disorienting to visitors. Only occasionally pecans are visible for a moment before disappearing again into a machine. The meat of a pecan is divided into two halves. The objective of the shelling plant is to keep the two pieces intact during processing. It's the most popular way to eat pecans and is used most commonly when it comes time to make Stahmanns candy. This process is over 80% effective, meaning around 8 out of 10 pecans will be cracked without damaging either half. All of the pecans from the sorting plant begin the shelling process here. All of the dust and soil accumulated from farming, sorting, and transportation must be washed off. The water and conditioner helps in another way as well. The moisture level in the pecan must be brought to a specific point so that the machinery can properly shell the nuts. The pecans will soak in these tanks until they have absorbed the correct amount of water. After the nuts have been properly hydrated, they are poured onto a conveyor belt which brings them to the cracker. A small bucket chain carries the pecan to the cracking chamber of the machine. The nut is cupped by two small pieces of metal where a quick blow from a piston snaps the shell. This device will individually shell approximately 450 pecans per minute. That was the easy part. The rest of the building is dedicated to separating the edible bits from the hard shell. Both pecan meat and shell go into the machine. Depending on the size of the nut being processed, the workers can engage how large the piece coming out should be. However, not every pecan will make the cut. With all this heavy equipment, some unwanted breaking is inevitable. These pieces will certainly not be wasted, however. Candies such as the pecan brittle, chocolate bark, and the divinity pecan log are all made with diced nuts. Now that the pecan meat is out of its protective shell, special precautions must be taken to make sure they are dry. Pecans that retained too much moisture will have a different taste. A sample will be taken out for a hydration test. If a batch is too wet, it must be recorded here and sent to a dryer. Back in the main wing of the plant, the pecan halves are almost separated from the pieces of shell. From here on, the processing will be carried out by hand. A fleet of workers stand by picking out pieces of shell or broken pecans. Only complete halves are to be kept for this specific batch. The pecans are boxed up and weighed. Extras will be either added or subtracted to bring the box to its weight requirement. As one final precaution, each package slides through a metal detector to find any foreign objects that may have contaminated the package. Some of the pecans will be sent to other companies and distributors around the country. Some will be sent just a few hundred yards away to the Stahmanns candy production plant.